Hey, all right. It is Hard Talk Radio. I'm your host, MrDeadman. And with us tonight is John Wayne. He has risen from the dead, ladies and gentlemen. The legendary John Wayne is not dead. He's right here. He's right here. Look at this handsome fellow. This is him.
I'm here, John Wayne. Thank you, ma'am. While you eat, Uncle Mo. While you can.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. First off, I have an announcement here to make. Hollywood Holocaust, which is the issue Deadman was supposed to release last summer. It's finally out now. Let me go ahead and show it here on the screen so that way you guys can see it. 1 second. There we go. Hollywood Holocaust, which is available now on paperback on Amazon. Why are the Hollywood starlets afraid to come out at night? Is it because the uprising? Huh? Or maniac killers? Or maybe Lovecraftian monsters lurking among them? Something like that. You got to check this out. Hollywood Holocaust. Like I said, paperback, Amazon right now. Or also, if you want a digital copy, that's available. But it's only available right now for patron supporters. If you become a backer, all it takes is $1. You get access to the Hollywood Holocaust digital copy. All right. With that said, let's go ahead and get this started. Our guest here tonight, John Wayne. There's one question I have for all my guests. That is, who are you and what do you do? So let's start there.
All right. What's happening? My name is John Wayne Comunale. My first name is John Wayne. I know that's weird, but I feel like I have to explain that to everybody. I kind of let that be known that my dad had saddled me with that. So that's what I go by. It's been my life struggle. But aside from that, I am a horror author. I'm a musician. I'm a graphic artist. I'm an awesome dude for life. That's how I like to bill myself. Awesome dude for life.
That's cool. That's cool. So
my drummer and I got that tattooed. Like if you see like this heart at Oliver Peck's tattoo studio in Dallas. Like we played at the venue right next door, and after we played, we ran over and like got these hearts with AD4L banners tattooed on them while the headline played, because we were like, fuck that, let's get tattooed. So, and that's where the Awesome Dude for Life was born. So
Awesome Dude for Life was born that way. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. Well, so the other thing I know about you is that you are into like bizarro horror. Is that right?
I started writing my publishing professional career. I cut my teeth in bizarro for sure, bizarro fiction. Now I write more in the horror genre, I would say, but it always has a little bit of a weird bent to it. So I still have that kind of weird bizarro thread that worked its way through my writing, but it hasn't been like straight up bizarro type of and probably Charge Land.
I see. Okay. Well, how did you get involved in writing, especially writing horror?
Get involved in writing? Okay, so I went to school for writing, but my whole thing has been of reluctance. I was good at writing, and my mom was always like, you should be a writer, you should be an author. And I'm like, fuck that, man. I'm going to be a rocker forever. And so that was what, like, but I was always good at writing. Like that was always something, and I enjoyed doing it. But I had this. I'm such an asshole that I'm very anti, even still. And so because that was pushed on me, I was like, fuck that. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna rock forever. But I went to, when I went to school, Sam Houston State University, eat 'em up cats, meow. I went and I was failing everything because I didn't care. I didn't want to be there. But the only thing I was good at was writing. And then when one professor came in and introduced this writing track, I was like, I'll sign up for that. So I did that. And I ended up interning at, like, Sam Houston State University has a publicist on campus called the Texas Review Press, where they publish a lot of Texas writers. So I had to intern at the press for a semester for my degree, and then I actually did it for a semester just because I had time. And then they contracted me after I graduated for 3 months to work at the press. So I had all of this kind of like inside field, but I still didn't know how the hell to do what I was doing, because I wasn't writing Texas stuff. I was writing weird fucking stories, and I didn't know what to do with it until I discovered Bizarro. And I discovered Bizarro by way of, like, first getting Chuck Palahniuk, and then getting, like, if you like Chuck Palahniuk, you like Jeremy Robert Johnson. So then I start reading Jeremy Robert Johnson, and Angel Dust Apocalypse just blows my mind and blows down the doors for me. And I start to do research, and I start to see, oh, there are places where I can publish this weird shit, or at least try to publish this weird shit. And I started right away, and I, of course, didn't have any luck at all, but I started going to BizarroCon. I started going out and kind of learning how to do it a little bit. And that's how I got into it, and just started submitting and some footing, and I was off and running.
I see. And with Bizarro,
did I answer the question?
You did well. You did well. It's just, now with Bizarro, that's one of those hard subgenres that fascinates me, because it's like, well, okay, it's one where it really challenges the imagination, because it pushes what can be possible, because it's not, it's to me, it seems like it's not bound in what's probable, what's reality. It's, no, we're gonna throw that aside. We're gonna go straight to, some might say, even just make believe. I know we're talking about fiction here, so of course it's make believe, but it's like we're gonna challenge it to where, like, you don't know what's real and what's not real anymore. Are you following me there, or does it seem kind of?
No, I do follow you. Within Bizarro, there's a lot of magical realism within it. It relies on magical realism heavily to exist. And Bizarro is one of those hard things to define as a genre of literature, especially. When I started reading Bizarro, like 11, 12 years ago, whenever it was, a lot of people said it's like the cult section at your local video store, which of course that reference is lost on many, many people. But right. It's kind of like, if you can kind of wrap your mind around that, yeah, it's like that, but it's become a lot more, I think, and it was a whole lot more than that. That was kind of just like an easy catch-all, a little bit, and I like to say, like, it's horror, surrealism, kind of turned on its ear, but it's so very hard to describe exactly what Bizarro is, because it encompasses a lot of things. There's a certain type of Bizarro that I really like. There's a type of Bizarro that I tried to write when I was writing Bizarro, and there's some Bizarro that's out there that I don't care for, nor do I, I'm just like, well, whatever, that's just not my thing. But right. Like, it's just so, it's vast, as to what it could be, I guess, what falls under that umbrella. Okay. And for those listening that are maybe, curious about what sort of Bizarro that would be, what is the Bizarro that you do like to write, and what is the Bizarro that you don't care much for? Well, okay, so a lot of criticism that Bizarro gets, I feel, or did get a lot at least, is that it's all like, oh, it's all dick and fart jokes and shit jokes, and fucking a giant penis has to come out of somewhere, and it's all, wait, it doesn't, well, I mean, spoiler alert, it does. Okay.
Okay,
And
I'm writing notes so I can write my bizarro fiction now. Okay, put dick jokes in there. Okay, cool, gotcha.
Exactly. But here's the deal. Like, what I tried to write bizarro in a way that it was, I was trying to say something through this very perverted lens of bizarro, right? So I wanted to be in the new Bizarro author series so bad with all my heart. When I first discovered bizarro, that was like my goal, and I finally did get into it. In 2017, I was in the Bizarro author series, or 2016, like, and I got it tattooed on my fucking fingers and shit. But the book I wrote was called Ant Poster, and it's divisive because it's like, what the fuck is this book? But it's kind of a story, and what it's about is about a young man who's figures out who he is and is ushered into manhood by an older woman who happens to be his aunt, who also happens to be a poster that's on the wall.
What? Okay.
The poster is from a mechanic shop, or from a transmission shop that his uncle went and found the poster and married it, and now it hangs in his bathroom. And this young child, his kid, he's fallen in love with this poster, and he has this whole relationship with his aunt, who is a poster, like Mrs. Robinson thing, where it's gross and weird and disgusting, but it's a genuine tale of how you kind of come through those things as a person, like, you know, sexuality.
Well, at least it's not his mom. At least it's his mom's
yourself
sister.
out.
Okay. Wait. What aunt?
No, it's not his mom's sister. It's not a blood. It wouldn't even be a blood related aunt.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
It's like think Secret of My Success, if you know that, the Michael J. Fox movie.
So not
blood,
blood related. Okay, we're
exactly.
okay then. All right. It's you know.
So that was like the things I was twisting and taking from, like The Secret of My Success, like Graduate, but super bizarre, and it just kind of forces you to think a bit differently. Now, it doesn't mean that books that are all about dicks, and like my first book that was published is The Porn Plan. It's all about a bukkake. Like, it's just about like what I think happens to porn stars when they are ushered off into that good night, when we don't hear about them anymore. Like,
is that the porn star retirement plan?
Yeah, that one.
That book caught my eye.
It's really stupid. I mean, it's not like I'm saying like, oh, I'm writing some fucking breakthrough shit. No, but like, I think that there is bizarro that some people are like, well, I'm trying bizarro, so I can rely heavily on like just in some weird stick shit or something, some weird stuff, and there doesn't have to be a lot of substance. But you know, there is really great bizarro that is through that lens that works well.
Okay.
Lately, I don't know. I've been following too much bizarro lately, so I can tell you.
All right. So, John Wayne, if someone's new to your work, they want to know where to begin, where to start, what would you recommend?
Well, okay. So when people ask me this at my table, because I do horror conventions all over there, all across the country, and people are always like, what's your best book, or what, you know, what's the one I should get, or what would you recommend? I always tell them Death Packs and Left Hand Paths. This is a book I wrote, first Grindhouse Press book. It's the book that, like, when I kind of was crossing over from bizarro into horror, so it's still got a lot of bizarre elements in it, and it looks enough and got some bizarre stuff. It's about a guy, a Faustian type tale about a dude who sells his soul to who he thinks is the devil, but it turns out there's no devil. Now he has to kill some every single day to keep up his end of the bargain that he made with this tiny imp weirdo that brought over from the other side.
Okay, so it turns out there was no devil. He was just making a deal with a tiny imp. So like a servant of the devil, not even the real thing.
There's not even a devil. Like,
wow.
There's not even a devil that exists. Like, he's done this ritual. He's brought something over from the other side who's like, sure, I'll make you a deal. And there's a lot of upkeep involved in getting everything you want. It's not just a one-shot deal, you know?
You know, that makes me wonder. Like, in those movies where they try to bring in or summon the devil, like what if they just get a demon that claims he's the devil, but he isn't even the devil? Because why? It's not like they have to be honest or anything. It's not like there's some sort of oath where they have to actually say, yeah, I'm, be trustworthy. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the devil.
Yeah, they can fake that stuff. All right, that's cool. That book.
Yeah, I think if you're conjuring the devil, though, you got to do some hardcore shit. Probably, like, you got to be killing like 3 people at a time, tying their intestines together.
Yeah.
There's got to be bloodletting. There's got to be a whole lot of shit, like,
you're right about
without
that.
Confusion. And if somebody pops up and it's like, "Hey, I'm you devil," and you're like, okay, I guess you're the devil because we did all this shit. But
dude, you are totally right about that. I tried to summon the devil the other day.
Handle and jerk off, then you're just gonna get what you get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you got to do it right. You can't use goats, you can't use chickens, and you can't use cats. The devil doesn't want that. He wants humans. You got to use humans, and you got to use worthwhile sacrifices. Okay, it's very hard work.
Kicked off
Okay, guys, what you need to do, follow my advice. Okay, follow my advice here. Okay. Actually,
no.
Let's go ahead and segue here before I get in trouble with the law here. I'm already going to be in trouble. The Hollywood Holocaust book I put out this year, that book right there is probably going to get me in trouble. Like, because I try to make sure it doesn't have actually real names, has kind of close to real names, kind of sort of.
Well, I think doesn't parody law protect you from that?
It should for the most part. Yeah, but that doesn't stop people from actually trying to sue you. Shit. I don't even have money to handle that part.
I don't know how it works. The rights are. I don't know. That's why I try to steer clear of that whole hornet's nest altogether.
Right. Shit. On that one, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do when we're Hollywood celebrities are getting their due. That's a pretty fun book. I like it.
This is your new one that just came out?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay. Right. So, what are your books that caught my eye? Which we're going to talk about Mage of Hellmouth. We're also going to talk about, as seen on TV. John Wayne, are you obsessed with as seen on TV products? Do you like Flex Tape?
That's an amazing product, by the way. But I'm not.
Flex Tape is pretty amazing, right?
Fascinated. Yes, absolutely. I'm fascinated by those products, and I was fascinated by this as a child of the 80s, if you will. Like, I definitely the clapper commercial on during watching daytime television in the summertime as a kid. That's when they asked on TV preys upon people during either daytime TV or shit. That was infectious. That got that into your brain. But the thing about As Seen on TV, my book, is it's about a serial killer obsessed with As Seen on TV products. And the thing that I always tell people when I pitch this book to them is that it's not about this guy killing people with As Seen on TV products. It's about this obsession.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was like, does he get the daddy duster and somehow modify that into a weapon?
Well, what he does is he's obsessed, right? He's very has to own all of these products, and he believes that they have a bigger purpose than they're meant for that he has to unlock. So he's always tinkering with them.
Well,
so cool. Yes, the book opens. He has souped up products. He's taken the super brushes and soup them up, and he's cleaning up blood and stuff with them. So yeah, it does have a little bit of that, and it does have the actual As Seen on TV products. As the book goes on,
okay,
realism earlier, that he has with these manifests itself.
John Wayne. There's one thing I'm noticing right now. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the bandwidth or whatever, but for some reason sometimes you get kind of choppy when you talk. Just a little bit, just a little robotic. Let's try killing the video feed, and that may help it. Let's see. So, don't worry. That may help.
Should we call back in, or?
Well, if you hit the camera button, it should turn off the video. Here, I'll turn off my video too. That way, there. All right. Go ahead and talk
Is
now.
that better?
Yeah,
Is that better?
Yeah, it's a little better. All right. Sorry about that, bro. Okay.
That's all right. Is it worth it? Is it better? Like,
oh yeah, this is much better.
it
It's steadier now.
much better?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the serial killer is not killing with these products. He's obsessed with the products. Literally, like he sees that they have a higher function. That there's something more to the products than what they're advertised. So like Billy Mays OxyClean is. I mean, does he not use OxyClean to clean up his crime scenes?
No, he doesn't. He
That's
uses
because
he does use the products, and they get while they're going on, because they're all actual products. I did do a lot of research, and towards the end of the book, they get more tactical, because like there's bloody popcorn on the cover of the book, because like as the products go on, that they all seem to have a popcorn maker attached to them and an alarm clock attached to them. Like that's the ultimate thing, like that it seems to be an alarm clock, and I'm like a popcorn maker. I just like kept kind of playing on that into it. But the clapper part, you know that when the clapper came out, the first year that it came out, it lost $6,000 because it blew up that televisions. They didn't have the voltage right. Yeah. And still went on to become like the best selling as seen on TV product to this day. It doesn't matter, like, so it with that product, and it didn't matter that I mean, even right now, if you react to anything, dude, if you cough, it turns the light off. If somebody knocks on your door, dog barks, you fart, it responds to everything. They haven't fine-tuned it to this day. It's the fucking clapper. They don't give a shit.
Right.
Like, you buy it, and like it just made money like crazy. And so like there's a small clapper section in there that he has his experience with the clapper.
See the clapper. See, I remember those commercials that like clap, and the light goes off.
The clap on,
yeah.
clap on, clap off the clapper.
Yeah.
Bum.
Okay, whoa, hold on. What about Life Alert? Life Alert has to.
Is that an as seen on TV product?
I don't know.
It was like a
that is
Blue
a
Cross Shield.
It is. Okay, I think, is it a Blue Cross Blue Shield thing? I remember seeing it advertised during the day when old people would see it, right? When the geriatrics would see it. Life Alert, help, I've fallen and I can't get up. It's just so funny.
That is a classic one. I mean, that is definitely something as seen on TV. Here's the thing about that. So that book, when I originally I wanted to call it as seen on TV, but I was like, surely I cannot call this book as seen on TV. That just does. There's no rights and work like. And I sent it to Grindhouse, and he accepted it. C Hunt, and she was like, "Hey, we should definitely change the name of this to as seen on TV." I forget what I even called it now at the beginning, and I was like, "Are we allowed to?" She was, "Yeah, call it as seen on TV." Then I did some research into it as far as like, because I wanted to use the logo on the cover. That's actually public domain.
What?
That as seen on TV logo. Yeah,
oh, wow.
The guy that made specifically public domain for people who are watching and making these products, so they could put their as seen on TV logo on it, and that added some type of
sometimes I was gonna say be careful with that, but then keep in mind who this is coming from, right? Someone who just published a book about Hollywood celebrities getting their due, and shit, I'm not asking for a lawsuit. But I just know from my experience with public domain, let's say movies, playing them on YouTube, I used to stream them, late night horror movies would stream them, they're public domain. Hey, you know what? Why not? Have like a little late night theater action, a cinema action. I would get strikes every now and then, or copyright claims every now and then, because of while the movie might be public domain, there might be something in there that's not, like, let's say like a sound effect or a certain music or whatever. It's like,
YouTube's relentless, dude. They'll pick up the music immediately and flag you.
Dude, it's like the littlest thing.
This is.
But this is art.
Dude, if they want to come get me, get billions I've made off the book. Please, fuck you.
They're not gonna care.
No, that is a public domain image, though, as seen on TV. That's good. That's on the cover.
It's a cool cover. I like the cover, man.
I actually drew that. That's the only cover that of all my books that I've drawn. So
Yeah,
I like
pretty
to throw
cool.
that.
You know, it's
Trivia.
and saves you money when you can actually do the art yourself. And hell, you got
Yeah. Well,
go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say like I you know that was like my third book with Grindhouse, so I've been working with Carrie pretty closely on a few of those books, and she had the idea. She was like, you know, it's like this on the cover. I was sketching some shit and I sent it to her and I was like, what, like something like this? And she's like, yeah, keep doing that. She's like, go with it. So I actually just drew it all out and then we ended up using the drawing that I did.
Cool.
Yeah. So, but usually, yeah, all my other stuff are done by other artists.
Okay. Now your most recent title, that is Hell, or the Mage on Hellmouth. Mage of the Hellmouth.
Try that on video, dude. I gotta see you. I feel disconnected.
Okay, yeah, you can go back on video. We can do it again.
Yeah.
It's not a total change. Let's get back on video. All right. There you go.
It's totally
you miss seeing my this look I have going on now. I look like a meth dealer. Okay, that's what's going on here.
And I wanted to get some meth, and I'm like, dude, I gotta talk to this guy.
Right. Got some high quality stuff from Freeport, Texas.
Oh shit! And I was joking. No.
Okay, so Mage of Hellmouth. I was reading a little bit of that. So, what is the problem with going to work stoned and drunk? What's the problem with that?
I don't see a. I am some. I have not a problem. I smoke weed. So I've been smoking weed on this. It's not all the podcasts that I do, and it's like a part of my, you know. But this character in Age of the Helm is quasi mirrored after me in a bit of a way of a job I had, or a day job. But
okay.
I'm a professional stoner.
Okay. It is breaking up a little bit. Hold on, let me. So in this book, it's modeled around you, in a way. So you do. You smoke weed on occasion, but it doesn't interfere with your creativity or anything, or with your work.
Is it like
Oh yeah, it's pretty bad now. The robot's pretty bad. Yeah. Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No. Not even like a little bit. Like all the time. And I talk about it on podcasts. No, it doesn't interfere with my creativity. I'm a professional. I don't need it to do anything. It's not that kind of thing. I just like to smoke weed, and that's what I do. But especially, I worked at Starbucks for 15 years. I managed the store for 10 years. And I would get there every morning at like 4:15 to open and just get high as fuck in my car and then go in and drink coffee. And just, it was great, dude. Like, you know, I actually spent a very good deal of time working that job, hating it and hating myself until I figured it out a little bit. And then it became quite a joyful experience for me. And getting like every day was a part of it. It was like going in there high as man, who cared? I was the boss, and I felt pressure or stress or anything.
Okay.
It was
so you found you learn how to tolerate actually more than tolerate. You learn how to actually like your job, enjoy what it is you are doing through, weed and maybe some drinking here and there. I could really. Go ahead.
I worked at production, like when I was working like a labor job. That, like, yeah, I don't think there's an issue with like crushing 2 tall boys at lunch then, or grabbing a grande and driving around the block while you smoke a bowl. Because when you're working, when the first 6 hours of your day, you've been so exerting all physicalness, and you're sweating and like, fuck yeah, you want a beer? Who cares?
Right.
11 a.m.
All that. And your body will probably process it well anyway. Like, I don't know. Like, I find like after like when I'm working hard, during the day, whatever it is, when I knock back a couple of tall boys, it's like I don't even feel buzzed. I feel like if anything, like the body just grabbed all the nutrients it can find out of that beer. Was like, okay, we need this shit. There's barely any water. Oh wait, you're drinking Bud Light. All this is water. Okay, yeah, you're good now.
Let me put out there. I'm not condoning it all fucked up at work or anything like that.
But it works.
But like definitely on lunch break, but it was something I was like, who drinks during their lunch at work? Like, until I started doing labor, I was like, oh fuck yeah, I drink during my lunch at work, bitch. Right. But it was like, do. But plus, like, smoking weed is the same thing. It's not for everybody. Not everyone can handle their shit smoke. It's happens to be what I like, and I can do everything.
Man, I remember when I was working at Whataburger, and this coworker of mine, this is back when I was in high school though, but this coworker of mine, he would only actually work well while high. Yeah, if he was high, he was on point, and he would get those burgers and those orders out on top of it. He no problems. In fact, he loved it. He made the burgers extra special. He's like, I'm gonna put some extra pickles on here. I don't know. He was like being kind of creative on it, but he's like he loved it and he was on point with it. Okay.
I would make coffee like a motherfucker. Like, yeah, just because you're high at work doesn't mean you're fucking up.
Yeah, no.
It's an ultra focus thing for some people. Like, it truly is like it is helpful. People in that regard.
Yeah, so, sometimes it helps you, man. Imagine like a call center job. Oh, dude, you got to be high to do a job like that, because those jobs suck. Those jobs suck.
Did you ever work at a call center?
Yeah, for like 4 years.
My friend Nick P worked at one. Shouts out. I talk about him all the time. He's my buddy. He travels with me all the time. He worked at a call center one time, and he would just like leave sometimes at lunch and go to a movie and not come back for the rest of the day. He did that once and came back after a weekend, and his boss like came and was like, oh, when you get off that call, come talk to me. And he was like, all right. And he came, like, he's like, what's up? He's like, dude, we fired you like 4 days ago. He was just like,
yeah, that's pretty brazen. I worked at one. I didn't do that. But there's times where during lunch break, lunch would be like an hour long or like an hour and a half, depending on what was happening. Go smoke a bowl, go have a couple of Long Island iced teas at like Chili's or whatever. Shit. By the time we get back, I can't even get past the security checkpoint thing in the opening of in the entry in the beginning or in the building. I can barely talk without appearing that I'm drunk, but no one questioned it. Because it's like, as long as you're able to do the job, it's like no one cares. I think anyway, unless someone points it out. This guy's drunk.
A lot of people. I can do a lot of things high. I can do everything high. But I used to not be able to tell stories on my podcast about not being able to guitar when I was younger. Like, if I smoked and I looked at a guitar, I was like, I don't know how to play. Get away from me. But now it's like, man, I better get high if I'm going to play guitar. It's just how it works out for you, I guess.
Right. Okay. So now, how does this connect with Mage of the HELLMOUTH?
How does it connect with it? Oh, just because like the last job I worked was a job, and in the book, the main character works for a family-owned business that makes craft ice cream, and he gets transferred to their main facility on the other side of the city.
The main facility.
It was interesting because, like, I mentioned Carrie earlier, CV Hunt. She also in production jobs where we commiserated on this, because the job I worked in, you were in a freezing cold room all day, like a 40 degree room, and then you move the product from there to a 32 degree room, so you're freezing all day long.
Right.
And she worked in one the ice cream was in like this flash frozen room where it was like 20 below or some shit, and you could only be in there for like 30 minutes at a time. It was some crazy shit. So we had talked about that years before I wrote this book, and then I was like, man, I'm gonna put that kind of shit. I called her. I was like, can I put that in there? And I'm gonna put my shit in there too. And she's like, yeah, go with it. So it comes from that, just working in those weird jobs, freezing ass cold, and just numbing yourself to get through it almost. Working 16-hour days and 12-hour days and crazy shit like that. So that's where it kind of comes in to the book.
That's cool. All right. So this guy, he works he gets transferred to the main facility. Now, what happens at the main facility? Now, I don't want you to give too much away, but let's put it this way. Like, if someone was on the edge of their seat or kind of convinced, convinced a little bit that, I'm interested in this book, but tell me a little bit more, what's a very significant moment in the book, stuff like that.
So this guy Jake, this is how the book starts. He's thrust immediately into the throes of this transfer. His best friend, who he works with, is suddenly sick, and his communication is severed with him. All of these odd things happen within this day, and he finds himself completely in a different type of thing. The next day, he has to start work somewhere else. And everything there is completely different. The facility is huge, yet he never sees the amount of people that are working there. It seems like he's getting one-on-one training. He's experiencing, he can't find his friend. He's going to these parties where his new bosses are showing up. And then things start to trigger these memories from when he was a kid, and he used to play this role-playing game called Mage of the Hellmouth.
Ah, cool.
And more specifically, even a certain campaign that was almost impossible for he and his friends to beat. And that seems to be what he has found himself actually living out now. So...
see. Okay.
Therein lies.
So he sees some things that he doesn't like. It kind of troubles him, like people disappearing and things like that. And he kind of sees it kind of like that game he played, Mage of the Hellmouth. Okay. All right.
Yeah, just things start reminding him to go back, and he goes back and starts to look, and he's like, oh shit.
So it's like a Stranger Things, but adults and weed.
If you say so.
I mean, in Stranger Things, those kids are just playing like D&D, some D&D thing, and that's how they saw everything as, huh?
Oh yeah, no, it's not like that though.
It's not
but
like
I
that.
See what you mean.
He's not riding on a bicycle.
Yeah. No, he's not. But I wish he was. I'm gonna go back for that for the remix and put it in there.
Yeah, it has to be one of those radios. It has to be brand new too.
I mean, it all comes back to an entrance of hell has been breached as well, and he's fighting against that. The entrance is hell is cold. Hell is very, very cold. It's not hot.
That's deceiving. It's cold. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I played Doom, so make sure he has a shotgun and fully loaded.
And if you came to battle, bring a shotgun, because if you do, you're a fool, and I'll duel to the death. Yeah.
Oh man, that's cool. That's a cool concept. So he sees it as like a D&D sort of thing. Have you played D&D before?
Not very much. As a child, my mother was very strict. She's cool now.
Satan,
Shouts out, Mom. She's probably listening.
Satanic?
No Satan back then. But that is, I did play some role-playing games, Hero Quest for a little bit, and then I played some video role-playing games, like Final Fantasy and shit. But I was always enamored with that, and especially if you're not allowed to do something, I think it always triggers or piques your interest a little bit more. So it was like I knew a lot about how role-playing games worked, but only I wasn't really allowed to play them.
Yeah, same here. I mean, they were very effective on that propaganda, that smear campaign, making D&D be like the sort of satanic game. They made it seem like
the satanic panic.
Yeah. And by the time I start playing it, I'm like, wait, this is all it is? It's just a bunch of nerds writing stuff down on paper and rolling dice and having like pretend time, adult pretend time, like stuff I used to do as a kid with like with my friends where we get sticks and pretend to be fighting and like, oh, now we're actually.
Well, I mean, some people like playing those games, so let's it's fine.
When I say nerd, know who this is coming from. This is coming from someone who still plays video games. He's almost in his 40s and he still plays video games. Yeah, knowing that I am also.
There's
one of those
nothing
nerds.
wrong with that.
Yeah, because I also play D&D. It wasn't D. It was I think it was Exile or one of those other variations or some other paper and pen role playing game. It was really fun. I got really invested into it, so much so to where it like what happened to my character consumed me. Like I got really excited that my character was going to do certain things and stuff. I was like, all right, cool, man. Yeah. Okay. All right, so that's.
What are you smoking, a Cuban cigar over there, or what do we got?
No, this is actually
Tony Soprano and shit.
This is a Maduro. It's actually a JR. It's a JR cigar.
Tolkien, J.R.R. Tolkien cigar.
No,
the Hobbit cigar.
No.
That's why it's really long, but it's really short.
No, that'd be nice. What this is, this isn't even a brand name cigar. This is. So I ordered my cigars on JR Club, which they have really great deals. They also have if you want to smoke a cigar every day, which pretty much I do, you're gonna have to go budget sometimes. They have their alternatives to the brands. That's what it is. So it's like a store brand version, but it's pretty good though. Actually,
is this branded content, dude?
No,
are we going into a commercial break?
It should be. This is what it is. Check out this JR cigar. It's pretty good. No, but I've been smoking these quite a bit. I do enjoy them. It's what you would call it's just a Maduro. Nicaraguan tobacco. Good stuff.
Right on. I've been to Nicaragua before.
I've never been, but I would like to go now. Get cigars there, straight from there. That'd be cool.
I went to San Juan del Sur. It's a little town like on the coast, and there's like a surf camp there called Chica Brava. It's a girls' surf camp.
Oh.
But a friend of ours runs it. So like, I don't know. This was like 12 or 13 years ago. I went out there.
Cool.
Yeah, girls' surf camp. It's still there. It's very cool. But yeah, it was very interesting to go out to Nicaragua. Third world country, very jarring.
Oh, I bet.
But fun.
Yeah, I got to check it out someday. It'd be cool. Now, as far as horror goes, do you have a favorite horror movie?
Yes, I do have a favorite horror movie. My favorite horror movie is The Gate.
The Gate.
The Gate. Have you ever seen The Gate?
The Gate. I'm trying to remember. The Gate. Wait,
so
that's not the one with. Oh, go ahead.
The Gate was a movie that captured my imagination as a kid when I saw this movie, because we were just talking about the Satanic Panic. That's kind of what this premise was based on. These kids get this heavy metal record and they play it backwards, and they open up a portal to hell in one of the kids' backyards.
Oh, okay.
And so all these, they basically unleashed hell upon their neighborhood, and they are dealing with that for the movie, and they think that they've actually figured it out and closed up the gate, but they haven't. And there's all this even more crazy shit is going on in the house. And there's a scene in particular where the main character, he's like, there's a one of the demons is down there in front of him, and he looks at his hand, and he has an eyeball in his hand, and he's like, oh, and stabs it with a pencil. And I was just like, oh shit. So I have this tattoo. I know the camera is off, but one of the first tattoos I have is this hand with an eyeball in it. That's like from that where he stabs it. And it's always been my favorite movie, my favorite horror movie. It's got everything that I like. Satan, heavy metal.
Satan and metal.
Demon. The dog dies. Like they like, oh my god, they kill the dog, and like they throw it in the pit, which I hate any kind of animal abuse or anything that happens in a movie. But the dog comes back to life at the end. It was never dead. So
I can't believe I missed this one. You know, there's some horror
like
movies that are just
1983,
missed.
I think, or something. 84. It's
1987.
Early, you know?
I got the IMDb thing right here. 1987, and yeah, I gotta check this out. Maybe do a review on it. Yeah, I can't believe I missed this because it has a nice combination, like you mentioned, metal, Satan, and just this scene alone looks freaking diabolic. Is that supposed to be a phone on the wall that's bloody? What is that?
Yeah, and it's not. It's not going to win any Academy Awards or anything like that.
Oh,
but it's a good old school horror movie. Like when I was a kid, I had so much trouble differentiating from fucking not reality. And this is one of those things where it just impacted me. Where I was like, holy shit! If I do play my records backwards, am I going to summon the devil? Jesus Christ! I don't even have records. I would work myself into a frenzy just from that kind of shit. So I love that movie.
Well, 80s G's, I like that stuff too. When it comes to horror movies, I generally like all of them for the most part. And there's I think one genre that doesn't really do too well for me, and that's like the paranormal ones, where it's like Paranormal Activity, those movies, where it's like, okay, I see what you guys are doing. It seems it's. For me to call it cheap is kind of weird because I like cheesy 80s horror movies, and they were kind of cheap too. But at least they had like special effects, they had some gore, they had something to it other than just oh, I'm scared of something I can't even see. You know, it's like, come on, man.
I mean, are you referring you mean like the found footage aspect of all the movies type of thing?
But
like,
not all of them are bad, but it's just like I get like let's say the original Blair Witch. I kind of get that, especially with the marketing campaign around it, where it made it seem like it was real, and people bought into it, thinking that it was real. Some people today still think it was real for some reason. You know, people just don't let things go.
Who does that? Who is that person?
They just
this day that thinks the Blair Witch is real.
Hey, they never got the memo. God. They never got the memo. Okay, I don't know.
They keep going. They keep going to see the sequels, thinking they're just for them. Like it's like the fucking Son of Sam dog and shit talking to him. These fucking movies.
Dude, there's a conspiracy now. I haven't looked into it, where they believe that the movie now was a cover for a homicide.
Whatever, dude. You know what?
You know what?
What's her name, dude? I forget her last name. Heather something. Oh fuck. She's the main girl in the movie. She was across from me at and I talked to her all day, and she was awesome. There's no behind the fucking death seat. Like no one died behind. Give me a break.
I know, but that's how those crazy conspiracies work. But it's not there's not a lot of traffic or movement behind it, because it's something that gets debunked.
Yeah,
like you'd have to be a real special case for that particular.
Well, I mean, we've got a lot of special cases these days, dude.
Yeah, we do.
So, but yeah, I mean, found footage stuff. It's one of those kind of things that's almost like zombies, where it's been done to death. Like if you tell me, like, if you start a movie, if you start a pitch with like, this is a zombie or this is a found footage, like I've already tuned out. You know, It's got to be really good. Mm-hmm. I think now to stand out in those two fields.
Like I've noticed too, some of the recent zombie books or movies I've watched, they don't even call it as a zombie book or a zombie story. One particular that comes to mind is The Girl with All the Gifts. Like that book, it does not talk about it as of a zombie story or anything like that. It's not framed like that or anything.
Now, I didn't read that book, but I did see the movie, and it's definitely a zombie movie.
Oh yeah, it's a zombie movie.
They don't bury the lead.
The book though, like if you read the description, the stuff on the back, it never once says zombie. It hints at something with saying like, will she have a bite, or will she bite her way through whatever? But it's like, what is that? But it isn't. It's not like blaring at you, because it's not like framed that way. At least the book goes.
Were they trying to purposely bury the lead, you think, just because of the zombie stigma
I think
type of thing?
Well, that book looks like it was trying to aim for like a younger audience, YA. I think.
Oh, is it a YA book? That movie was like rated R.
I would say so anyway. You got a dystopian future. You got a. Wait, what's going on here?
What happened?
Oh, OBS just sort of hung up. Are you still there? Okay, there we go.
I'm here.
Okay. Let's see. You check off on the boxes. You got dystopian future. Got a chick lead. No, I'm just joking. But I think with the younger girl, I think they were trying to go for a younger audience. I would think so, at least for the book goes. But yeah, the movie is R.
I didn't read the book. But yeah, I did enjoy the movie when I watched it, as far as that kind of zombie stuff goes.
In that movie, it didn't really stick with me. I was like, I kind of like parts of it, but it's like, okay, well, like I think something about the end. I don't know. It's one was like, okay, well, I saw that.
At the end, yeah, where they were like still outside and like, oh, we're still gonna teach you while you're zombies out there. Yeah, I was like, give me a fucking break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kind of shit. I have a funny story real quick about zombie movies. My mom, who we were talking about earlier, who's an awesome woman and a saint. Shouts out, Mom. She was.
You better say that.
No, she's awesome. My mom's rules. She's my biggest fan. She's the best. She was going to a movie with her husband a couple of years ago, and it was her like turn to pick the movie. My mom lives like in a small town in Pennsylvania. You know, they're not like they get movies late and shit, whatever. She like picks this movie. She's like, Brad Pitt is on this poster for this movie, and she's like, oh, we're going to see this. So they go and sit in the movie that Brad Pitt is on the poster for, and she thinks it's like a war movie, and it's World War Z.
Yes,
that she has picked to go see. Has no idea, like honestly, earnestly, has no idea that this is a zombie movie, and is sitting down and watching it, and like, she's like telling her husband, like, I don't think this is what I thought it was, but like. After 45 minutes into the movie, she's like, is this a horror movie? Like, my mom is the best. She watched it all, didn't like it because she was scared. She's not into horror. But, that kind of shit is hilarious, I think.
I can't believe Brad Pitt did that movie. I got to let him know. Was she shocked that Brad Pitt would do
that? No, she was just like, she liked Brad Pitt, and who doesn't? I mean, you've seen his abs. The guy's like 58 years old. He's shredded.
Yeah.
He'll come over and kick both of them. He's a handsome ass dude.
He is.
And that's what she was basically just basing her thing on. Like, oh, Brad Pitt's in this. We'll go see it. And it was this awful, awful horror movie that she didn't like. It was very funny. Very funny story. Very dangerous. Very exciting.
Man, she got baited into that one. Shit. And meanwhile, there's a good zombie movie like Train to Busan that she would probably never see because it's not even her thing. Which, of course, I mean, horror movies, it sounds like it's not her thing. It's just the Brad Pitt thing.
No, she's not going to watch any movies. No.
Man.
What was, speaking of Train to Busan, I watched this live, hashtag Alive, that's what it's called. Another Korean movie.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. Is it good?
Zombie movie. It's all right. Like, I watched it for another horror podcast that I was on, and we talked.
Okay.
I was like, I mean, it's a zombie movie. The zombies are really fucking cool, like very scary. That kind of the way the stylized Korean zombie type thing is. Mm-hmm. But I mean, they throw this like relationship thing into the main part of the plot where I'm like, I could really care less about this. But that's why I was like, my thing was like, if you want to just watch cool zombies like this in this kind of movie, just watch Train to Busan.
Oh, that movie I liked a lot, especially. I liked how determined they were to fight, which is good. That's how it should be. They're fighting with their bare fucking hands. He was punching them. I often
wonder how much I would want to stay alive after a while.
Right?
But
you got to fight to survive. That's a badass there. Okay. You got a question from Tony. Tony Evans.
Tony?
Kentucky Tony.
Indy Anthony?
That's right.
Indy Anthony now. Hey, Tony, what's up, dude? I love you. Shouts out.
He wants to know if you have any plans on doing a story about onions in a hot van.
I do, actually. I I'm a very, and this is funny that he brings this up because, this is how Tony is. Like, he and I, we think things sometimes. He'll hit me up in the middle of the night and like be like, hey, are you thinking about, diamonds in the rough? And I'll be like, holy shit, I was dreaming about that. And so it's interesting that he brings this up. Onions in a hot van. Yeah, it sounds like a very catchy tune that it could be. But what actually I have this idea for is that these two men, one man is an uncle to a younger man who is possibly quite deranged, and they've locked themselves in a van. And the uncle is driving, and he is a fan of Alabama, the college Roll Tide, and he's got the hat on and the shirt.
Okay.
And they're driving in this van, and they have the heat on, and the heat is turned up all the way, and they have crates and crates of onions in the back, and none of them have bathed or wearing underwear, and the nephew he's got long hair, very sweaty, and on the radio they're listening to Kraftwerk, and it is turned up all the way, and the knob is broken off, and it's just we are the robots, dun, 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 and the windows don't go down, and they drive on for eternity. And that's really where the story is at right now. So,
dude, that sounds like
I hope that answers
that sounds like hell.
He knows what it means.
Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare. I would not want to be in that van. I would not want to be in that van. I mean,
well, who would?
Right.
I mean, those guys would. Roll Tide. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they say. Like as they roll through the night, like you think you hear something. It's just like Roll Tide, like off in the distance.
And Tony also says he wanted me to tell you that he loves you.
I love you, Tony Evans, Anthony, Indiana Anthony.
All right.
Is he in Kentucky, Tony?
Kentucky Tony. Yeah, going to be reworking some of the books under Deadman's Tome, some of his books to make them better. So looking forward to that. Should be cool.
Check it out. Don't act.
And I'm going through this thing too as a small publisher. I see myself as a middleman, which publishers pretty much are. So with Tony, I'm pretty much like, dude, like if you order books for me, like instead of like me taking a cut, which most publishers would do, dude, I'm just gonna like, what's yours is yours, man. Like, if anything sells, that's fine. I'll take part of it too. But like anymore, I've been feeling really generous, really nice. Just feeling that way.
I mean, whatever. Yeah, I mean, whatever you got to do, man. We got to do a lot.
Tony's
We're all hustling out there.
Tony's a good guy.
Tony's a great guy, man. I'm gonna see him in Atlanta. I'm gonna walk over and pull his pants down behind his booth.
All right.
Did he tell you one morning he put some chocolate candies on his booth in a little bowl like a gentleman, and I walked up and just looked him in the eye and picked them up and just poured them all on the floor in front of his booth and walked away.
What? Why would you do that? You're such a...
Because, dude, it was funny.
Tony, I agree. With John Wayne was not cool, man. What?
That was...
The real John
cool,
Wayne
man.
wouldn't do that. He would just...
That was cool, man. He knows. He started laughing. We ate chocolates after that.
The floor chocolates.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I was gonna do horror trivia here for callers.
Okay.
I haven't been streaming for a while, so let's see. I'll do horror trivia. I mean, you would definitely have first dibs on it. Let me see. Let me share the link out so people know that it's horror trivia now, and they can join in now to try to win some money. That's what it is. I mean, it's $2 per correct question. There's 2 questions on the card, and if you get a card right, you get actually an extra $1. So
what is this? Explain this whole thing to me, because I'm new.
I will explain it to you. Don't worry. But let me...
I'm worried.
Oh, you should not be worried. There's no reason to be worried.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Okay. So what? Okay, hard trivia. What you can win cash here. Okay. So each card has 2 questions. Each correct, you get to each correct question. Each correct question will get you $2. All right. And if you get both questions right on the card, well, instead of getting $4, you get $5. Look at that. So little bonus there.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you could make some money. Let me pick out 3 random cards here. And
okay. For these cards from some kind of a game that you already have, or have you devised these questions? Is this like a Charlie McDennis type situation?
I wish it was. I wish it was. No. This is actually a legit game called Hard Trivia. My wife got it for me, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'll try to use
my wife.
I use this somehow. I'll use it somehow. I'll use it like this. This is what I'm going to do. So let me also, okay, let's share this. And let me put this in the chat too. You can click this link and she'll be able to call in as well for those in the chat. All right. So here we go. Let me choose 3 cards for you. So you can walk out of here with $15. Look at that.
$15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. If I don't see that dough, then you owe me. Oh, my jungle love.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And see, I'm not even on camera now, which is a shame because I've taken off all of my clothes and oiled myself and done the entire dance. Yeah, so I mean, it's really a shame that the internet can't handle this situation. So,
man, damn, we gotta have that. We gotta have that camera. Okay, all right. So here we go. This is what I do here on Hard Talk Radio. I'm not, I want to do the hard trivia. Gotta spread the word. I mean, Hard Talk Radio has kind of had like a little break for a little while. Been doing this other podcast called Rant and Chill, where pretty much just I just rant or talk about whatever issues, But so we need to start doing this some more. Anyway, oh God, these are gonna be so easy. You're gonna win money. I'm just gonna give you money tonight, okay? In 2007.
Come on, everybody, it's gonna be easy. Oh, is it the question? Okay, sorry.
Yeah. In 2007, Rob Zombie directed what remake? Do I need to continue? About a young Michael Myers. Do I need to continue?
Halloween.
Yes, $2 in your hand, little man. All right.
Very divisive. I like Rob Zombie. I mean, that remake is okay, but I really like Rob Zombie as an artist. My counterpart, Christopher Shaw, hates him and everything that he does.
Yeah, pretty divisive. I actually did a pretty good episode about whether or not Rob Zombie is a hack or not. I thought that was pretty cool.
I'm wearing a Rob Zombie shirt, actually, that I've had for 20 years right now. It's...
if you listen to his interviews, he'll tell you that the Halloween deal, he was surprised by it. He thinks I think one of the interviews, I think he was being pretty honest too, was that he got it pretty much because that dude wears big aviators inside all the time. They couldn't read his face, so they upped and gave him even more money. It's like he didn't really say much anyway. They just added even more. It's like, oh, okay, sure, yeah, I'll take it. But anyway. Second question. After dying in the electric chair and making a deal with the devil, Horace Pinker continues his murderous ways in what 1989 film directed by Wes Craven?
Shocker.
All right. You got this card right. Complete. That's $5. $5 for you. Chris Cushman, you say it's easy. Call in, man. Call in. You can use that Skype link. Come on. It should work for you. You don't have Skype.
Who's saying it's easy?
Chris Cushman in the chat, which is right.
Colin Cushman. Let's go.
I even have a direct number. You can call in that way too. All right. Boom, right there on the screen. All right. Second card. Are you ready?
Yep.
Which original Friday the 13th film did Jason get his hockey mask?
Part 3.
I'm sorry.
Friday the 13th, Part 3, 3D.
That's right. Part 3, 3D. You're right about that one. See, 3D was a gimmick even back then. That. Okay. This 1954 film features a prehistoric gill man. Do I need to finish?
Creature from the Black Lagoon?
Yes.
I have that guy, what's his name? Rico something. He's at he's on all the Days of the Dead and he's been on a few with me. I actually have his picture up here in my wall.
Oh,
he's old as fuck.
okay.
Yeah, he does this thing. My friend Jessica is one of his helpers, so shouts out. Creature.
Hey, you know, I think I got all these cards from the easy section. That must be what's going on here.
Get to the hard section, man. Get that thing rock hard.
All right, let's do. All right. What creature is the focus? Oh my god. All right, what creature is the focus of the 2018 movie Meg? And it's not like a Family Guy movie.
A giant shark.
Well, it's a giant shark, but what is it called here? I got to be technical.
The megalodon.
There you go,
shark.
megalodon. There you go. All right.
Not gonna work here anymore. That's for sure.
All right. Last question. A horror novelist returns to his boyfriend. To his boyhood home and finds that it's been invaded by ghosts and ghouls in this 1985 movie.
A horror author.
Yeah. So
House.
you are correct. It's House. It's House. There you go. Look at that.
Boom.
You got that $15. The previous guests have not been so good. Have not done so well. Man.
I'm it's the previous
stuff.
guests were clearly
Hacks. No, I'm just joking.
they were hacked. That's it. There was I remember you did a whole show on all of your previous guests being hacks, and up to this one. That's cool. I'm glad that I know something. At least.
I put this link out pretty much everywhere on Facebook, saying, hey, you can win some money. You can win some money. But sometimes it gets lost in the noise. This Friday, assuming as everything goes well, meaning that as long as nothing pops from work, I should be doing a whole show pretty much dedicated to horror trivia, and should be able to have a pretty generous, cool show. Nice prizes, some giveaways and stuff, free books,
nice.
Obviously cash prizes, that stuff there. So
sweet.
Hey, so yeah, you got $15 there, man. That's not good. I mean, that's not good. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. John Wayne,
not
look
bad.
At you. Look at that.
Hey man, I didn't even have to go out and give any HJs for that. So
look at that. Look at that.
It's like I'm already ahead of the game, dude.
You are. You could take tomorrow off on the HJs.
Well, half a day.
Half a day. Yeah. So Mage of the Hellmouth is your most recent book now. Do you have something else in the chamber right now? Are you working on the promotion and all that stuff for Mage?
I've always got a few irons in the fire. There's more to come with Mage of the Hellmouth that'll be announced for later this year. And then I've got something else cooking, and once I get that totally sealed and dealed, we'll announce that one. So I've got some stuff going on, and I'm also designing a tarot deck. I do like tarot stuff on my Instagram.
Okay. Tarot.
Yeah, I do like a card of the day reading on my Instagram story every day at John Wayne is Dead, and then on John Wayne Lied to You. At the beginning, I do a 3-card tarot read myself. So I'm designing this tarot deck, and it might get published or put out there by somebody. But even if it doesn't matter, because I'm still going to be designing it, and I'll have it, and I'm going to be having actually prints of those designs available at my booth. My booth's coming up while I'm on the road, so I'll be rolling those out like probably 2 at a time, print wise. But I'm like drawing incessantly to get this deck done. So,
hey, that's pretty cool. That sounds nice. Tarot cards, tarot reading, and that could be a whole show in itself, man. That could be cool.
Happy to talk about it anytime.
Yeah, I got to bring you back on to go deep into that tarot reading, because usually when it's done, I think, is this guy legit? Is this person for real? What's going on here? But you'll be able to answer that. Well, John Wayne.
could talk
And
about
by
it.
the way, how do I pronounce your last name?
Comunale.
Comunale. Comunale.
Comunale. It means community in Italian.
All right, John Wayne Community. Look at that. John
There you
Wayne
go.
Community College right here.
That's right. CC, sign up. New classes this semester.
That's right. So,
Get your
sign
COVID-19
up to the John Wayne
protocol.
Community College writing course, okay?
That's right.
You smoke a bowl, get drunk, start writing.
I'll lick your nose to see if you have COVID when you come in. Don't worry. That's how I test. It's all good. And
That's
we'll
good.
start the
That's good.
exams.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you made it this far, press the like button, share, subscribe. You guys take it easy. And if you're listening to this on the podcast feed, let me say something. I mean, in the comments section, so some sort of, or leave a rating in iTunes. Helps out too.